Oh!
You might be wondering why my friends are reacting like this. Well, it's because of my brand new anime centaur robot protector, Rosetta Arete. You see, the developers over at Kuro Games asked me to make her in real life, and at the same time, I realized that I needed some home security. So I saw this as a win-win. Rosetta comes from today's sponsor, Punishing Gray Raven, a free-to-play anime-style action RPG set in a future where humanity's basically lost Earth to a corrupted machine army. Whoops. The gameplay is all about the fast, skill-based combat where you need to be able to chain together abilities with quick reactions. Rosetta is really cool because she has both her humanoid form for range combat and her centaur mode built for speed and close-range attacks. She also has her breaker frame, meaning she can expose her enemies' weak points
For massive damage.
The Withering Crown update also adds co-op gameplay for the first time and is now officially on Steam. So check out the links to try out Rosetta in Punishing Gray Raven on mobile or Steam with my links in the description. Now, Rosetta is an Arctic forest guard that protects her land, and all I have protecting my house is a bolt lock. So if anyone smashes through my window, I'm screwed. That means if I want to intimidate intruders, I'm going to have to make Rosetta big enough to frighten people off. And after the developers sent me her model, I realized that this was going to be the biggest 3D print job I have ever done. I also want her to be able to swing her weapon for that extra intimidation factor. So they also sent me a model of her halberd, her weapon of choice for close quarter combat. I'm going to print this out as is, but I'll also have a few tricks to make this a bit more intimidating than just plastic. And because this is a video game model, there were a bunch of tricks I had to learn to translate the geometry into something physical that could be 3D printed. See, with video game models, some of the parts aren't exactly solid, so I decided to make a really rudimentary skeleton on the inside that's completely hidden by her frame and armor. And then there was the head. You see, it wouldn't really make sense to 3D print out her hair, so I'm going to be using a real wig.
When will you wear wigs?
Unfortunately, when I remove the hair, I don't get a beautiful bald head, I get a void of nothingness. I learned how to give her sculpt some volume back in Blender. And yes, I know the end result isn't pretty, but it's gonna be under the wig, so we'll just deal with it for now. Then began the process of chopping everything up into pieces, so I can put it back together again like the world's biggest Gunpla set.
Gunpla, the Funko Pop vinyls of people who still have souls.
Yeah, this thing, but like 10 times the scale. But there's no time to waste thinking about how everything will fit because I have to get printing and fast. And man, this is the first time I've had all of my printers running around the clock for a full week. Now, the first thing to tackle was the head, because it needed just a little bit more to be a real head shape. So I got this lightweight modeling clay, and I started filling out the back of the head. And now it's finally time for the hair. I got this base model wig from everyone's favorite anime, but I have no idea how I'm actually going to color or shape it. So I had to phone in a friend. Thankfully, the talented and award-winning Jenna was happy to help out. And if you couldn't tell, they know a lot about wigs. Holy moly.
Well, we don't need everything, and this is just, I was like, I don't know what we're gonna need, so I just brought everything.
Gotcha. So after a bit of dipping and dyeing, the color was really starting to set in, even if it took a while.
So, did you catch the game last night?
Yeah,
How about them refs?
they must have been paid off, Dan.
And after a bit of styling and cutting, it was also starting to take shape. But I'm gonna save the final wig reveal for later, because for now, we gotta put everything together. And after a few hours of removing supports, I just had to hope that my pegs and glue would be enough to keep everything structurally sound. But at a certain point, I had to stop because if I kept putting things together, I'd never get into the basement for painting. And speaking of which, for this project, I had to upgrade my little spray corner to a tent that could actually hold everything.
Ugh, this is gonna be fun. Dude, this half barely even fits inside the tent. It's like propping it up. Like, jeez.
And while the paint dried, I worked on all the electronics. And it's pretty simple. This passive infrared sensor sends a signal to this Arduino when there's human motion, and then the board triggers this motor to start swinging the arm.
Okay, that's good. Yep.
And with the paint job finally done, it was time to assemble the final parts. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty worried this is gonna fall under its own weight.
It stands! Haha! Holy moly.
And finally, it's time for the new face reveal, complete with luscious lashes, and we also have the finished wig, along with her brooch crown thing. And after securing in the dual ponytails, my Rosetta Arete is finally complete. And this project is absolutely massive. By far the largest project I've ever done. Oh, and we can't forget her halberd, because this is going to be close range after all. And now that she's armed and loaded, it's time to test. Well, she works, but I do have to admit her halberd is just made of plastic, so I'm going to be combining it with this 5-star knife to really up the intimidation factor. But now it's time to find out if this would actually work on some intruders. So I called up a bunch of my friends because I needed some actual human test subjects to simulate what would happen if a robber tried to get inside my home. All right, fellas, I want you two to pretend that you've cased this place time and time again. You see a juicy Steam Deck, you see a gigantic TV. I want you to slowly walk in there. Pretend that you're casing out the place, okay?
Okay. Steam Deck and no TV. What? What? Got the waifu. Waifu got the knife. No. He got a knife. Are you good? Are you gonna be okay?
It's a centaur, okay, and she's got a knife. Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here. I'm good. I'm good. I don't want no Steam Deck. I don't want no TV anymore.
Okay, yeah, her arm kinda did fall off there, but after swapping from the plastic to the metal servo connector, we were back in business.
What the fuck? Oh my god! Oh! What?
It doesn't talk, right?
Is it a horse?
What am I supposed to do? Doesn't move, right?
What is this thing?
I mean, yeah, I would just turn it around and immediately leave. If I saw that as I went in someone's house.
Never mind, I'm sorry. Good day, man. That's a knife.
Oh my god, it's you!
So if you were robbing the place, would you have run away?
Yeah. Of all things, I was not expecting.
Well, it sounds like the next time I go on a vacation, I know that my house is going to be well protected. Thanks again to Punishing Gray Raven for sponsoring the video, and if you want to check out a game with fun combat and a surprisingly deep story, check it out now on Steam or mobile. And of course, thank you to all my patrons, especially Jameson Zabalos, Marco Carini, Evan Timmerman, Pow Pow, Zebramang, Sally and Dave, Ulysses Mora, Don Necco, Grandma Watson, Connor Rhodes, and X9 5 times.